Today, too, learning about audience. Yesterday, we learned that whenever you're writing, you always need to keep your audience in mind. And there are 5 things that we need to consider anytime we're writing. So, what will my audience enjoy? What are they interested in? What will make them want to keep reading? What do they already know? And what will they understand? So, we always need to keep those in mind. And this was the assignment that you left off with yesterday, remember? This was said tomorrow's assignment. Well, tomorrow is today. So now this is today's assignment. So today what you're going to do is you're going to help out Mr. Elkin, the gym teacher, leave instructions, and then you'll have a chance to be a teacher and leave instructions for your own substitute. So, let's go ahead. What you're going to do is you're going to take out your little packet for today. It should be 3 pages. And let's go ahead. It should say writing audience at the top. And let's go ahead and read what it says right underneath the picture. It's on here on the screen too. So, Mr. Elkins, the gym teacher, has to go to a meeting tomorrow. He has written a set of instructions for the substitute teacher. Mr. Elkins knows that the substitute teacher has never taught a gym class before. Read the paragraph. Think about whether Mr. Elkins kept his audience in mind. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to look at what did he leave for his substitute teacher. And so let's go ahead and read that. So it's right underneath there. So after warm-ups, send the kids for 2 laps. Then pick teams and have the 4th and 5th graders play dodgeball. The 3rd graders should play freeze tag. Set up all 6 centers for the 1st and 2nd graders. Put the ball bouncing center on the opposite side of the gym from the balancing center. Thanks and have a great day. So this is what he left for his substitute teacher. So just from reading this, so let's say you were the substitute teacher. You never taught a gym class before, and this is what Mr. Elkins left for you. So would this be good enough for you to teach the children? What do you think? Hmm. I don't think I could from this information. I don't think a lot of people could, especially if I've never taught a gym class before. I don't think Mr. Elkins had his audience, which was the substitute teacher, and the students in mind when he was leaving this note. So let's remember what we learned yesterday and what we just talked about. There are 5 things that we always want to remember whenever we're writing, right? So here are the 5 things. It's also on the second page of your packet. So go ahead and go to the second page and it's in that blue box there. It's also on the screen. So writers need to consider these questions every time they write. So what will my audience enjoy? What are they interested in? What will make them want to keep reading? What do they already know? And what will they understand? So especially for this one, because substitute teacher, the last 2 points there is really important for this. So what do they already know and what will they understand? So for me, I don't think that this note is because it's somebody new who's never taught a gym class before. So it's a lot that they don't know. So you're going to have to leave details and detailed instructions and things like that. And some of this just doesn't really, it's really not clear. It doesn't make sense, right? So also on that second page, it's not on the screen, but above that blue box, you'll see where it says, now what you're going to do is you're going to put yourself in Mr. Elkin's place and ask yourself the 5 questions every writer should consider every time they write. So we went over that and it's right there on your page. So these are some things now you should think about. What else should Mr. Elkins have told the substitute teacher? Describe the sorts of things he should have included since he knew the substitute had never taught a gym class before. So you don't have to like rewrite the whole thing over, But on each of the lines, maybe just include a couple things. Like, let's look at the first sentence in here where it says, after warm ups, send the kids for 2 laps. So, when you have a gym class, you do different warm ups. And for different activities, you do specific warm ups to warm up that part of the body or things like that. So, we don't know what warm ups we're supposed to be teaching. If we're the substitute teacher, we don't know what warm ups we're supposed to be doing with the children. Then it says send the kids for 2 laps. What kids? What grade are we, are we talking about? We don't know what kids we're talking about. And then for 2 laps, where? Like around the gym, around the track. Where do you want them to do the 2 laps? Okay. So it's things like that you want to write down. So before you go on with this, that's on the screen here. So ignore that for a second. But before you go on with this, I want you to press pause and I want you to take a few moments to go ahead and fill out that second page. Go through and look at the note and find a few ways that you can, that Mr. Elkins, what he should have said in the note to make sure that his substitute teacher was prepared. So go ahead and take a few moments to do that. Press pause on this recording and then or this video, whatever. And, and then when you're ready, come back and then we'll work on this that's on the screen now, and it's also on the third page of your packet. So I'll see you here in a few. Go ahead and write down a few things on those lines. See you in a few. Okay, so you are back. So you have completed page 2. So you wrote down a few things for Mr. Elkins to help him write a letter or leave instructions for the substitute teacher. So I'm glad you finished that page. You finished page 2. So now let's go ahead and look at your last part of the packet. And it's on the third page. So go ahead and turn to the third page if you're not already there. And let's go ahead and read this. So it says, now imagine that you are your own teacher. You also have a meeting tomorrow and must leave instructions for a substitute. What will the substitute need to make his or her way smoothly through the day? Remember, this substitute has never been in your classroom before. She knows the school's general schedule, but she doesn't know specific details about your class's schedule or about where things are in the room. Before you start writing, ask yourself the questions that every writer needs to consider before they write. And of course, that's on page 2 of your packet in that blue box. So you'll want to think about that. So now you see the lines there where you can write. You don't have to write the whole, you don't have to use the whole page and use all the lines. But I want to make sure that you understand and you're not like Mr. Elkins with just leaving like really vague information and unclear information. So go ahead and act like you're a teacher, and you'll want to leave a note for your substitute teacher, and you can so let's just say you're a gym teacher, or you're an art teacher, or you're a music teacher, whatever kind of teacher you want to be. Okay. And the substitute teacher is coming into your classroom. Okay, so remember, you got to imagine yourself in the classroom, and if you're art teacher, you got to remember where the paintbrushes are if they're going to be painting. If you're a music teacher, you have to remember where the instruments are and things like that. So you want to leave instructions for the substitute teacher, and you're going to tell them what to do for that day, for that lesson, or whatever it is. So go ahead and take a few moments to go ahead and write that out for your substitute teacher. And then when you're finished, of course, go ahead and just turn in your packet. Don't forget to write your name on there, and you can also write the date if you would like, but don't forget your name. And if you have any questions, just ask me, the teacher, or ask any of the other teachers. Okay? Alrighty. See you in the next lesson.